Hey everybody, welcome back to another Ford Ranger video. Well, this week I am going to add my powered subwoofer because I don't have a lot of room. I picked this up on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon or eBay, probably pretty much anywhere. And it's designed to go under the seat. And if I can't fit this under the seat, I'll put it behind the seats because I don't have an extended cab, of course, as you know, a super cab. So I'm pretty limited. So this is powered, and so I'm going to go ahead and get this mounted. And I got this wiring kit, and this stuff is definitely not high-end, but got good ratings, and that's all I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and get this this opened up and see how I can fit it into the truck. Stay tuned. All right, installing this is pretty straightforward. As far as the wiring goes, it's got this harness right here, which is going to provide the positive and the negative, and the turn-on wire, which gets hooked to the back of the stereo. If you saw my stereo install video, I did point out that wire. That just basically gives this the signal when to turn on, so this is not powered on at all times. And then it's got this this little remote to kind of adjust the level. Probably be helpful if I took it out of the package. Anyway, and that attaches with this wire. And it's got some hold down clips. And then as far as the power goes, in the kit that I bought, it's got a grounding wire, which you ground to the body. And then the positive, which I will run to the battery. And what I'm gonna do is, it actually ends up fitting perfectly right back here. So I don't have to put it under the seat, and I'll be able to get to it easily. I think I'll probably put it in the middle, just so the controls are easily accessible. And the RCA cables, which also run to the back of the stereo, those are in the kit. So I'll end up running those probably down, around, under, and up through the back of the stereo. The power wire, I'll probably run it straight down and under the truck, maybe along the frame rail or something like that, just up into the engine bay. That's going to be the easiest way to do that. And I've done this before, so it should be pretty straightforward. Okay, a little bit of progress. I have a hole drilled for the power wire, and it's run through the body, and there is a provided rubber grommet around there. That's pretty important. You don't want this casing chafing and grounding out and starting a fire. So I don't have a grommet for this this older backhoe. I'm not worried about that because that's just it's for the backup camera and the backup sensor system, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, this you definitely want to make sure you have a shield around it. So what I'm going to do is run all the wires underneath this rubber pad right here, cut a slit and bring them out the front and plug it in so it'll be nice and neat. Same with these RCA cables. Those and the turn-on wire are going to be routed underneath this trim that I took off and up and under to the back of the stereo. I'll end up doing that last. But for right now, the power and the ground is what I'm working on. And like I said before, this does fit here perfectly. So I'm not sure how I'm going to secure it because there isn't really room to put those little feet that it came with. But probably, I mean, it's pretty heavy. Probably use maybe some double-sided Velcro tape or something to kind of hold it down. But this rubber floor mat should insulate it from vibrating, but we'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, a bit of a progress update. I've got everything that needs to plug in to the front of the sub coming out of this little slit in the plastic, and it'll be nice and neat. You won't see any of it. I need to I'm gonna ground it out back here. I'm gonna drill a hole and kind of scrape off the paint and then attach the ground. The RCA and the turn-on wire are going to go underneath the trim here and up underneath the dash. Like I said, I'll do that last. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all squared away. And then I will route the power wire. Looks like I can route it right along the frame, and I'll find a place to go up into the engine bay and attach the battery. And there's really not a whole lot to this. Okay, the unit itself is all installed, and that's pretty much all you're going to see of the wires. That doesn't bother me because you don't see that when the seats are back. And I do like having the panel there nice and accessible. Like I said before, this is kind of just, I'll need to secure this down. How I'm going to exactly do it, I'll worry about that later. I know that the feet it came with, definitely not going to work for this. There's just not enough room. So go ahead and do that. That's done. I guess next I'll work on the power wire. Well, actually, I'll just put this trim on here and kind of put all this extra RCA cable. I guess I can just probably stash it. There's an open space right there, a pocket right there. So time to work on the power. All right, the very last thing I have to do is go ahead and remove this head unit and plug in the back, the RCA cables right here. I've got them run pretty much to this area, and then the turn-on, that's the turn-on wire. So you can see I ended up getting a trim that goes around it. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's a Metra, and I'll try to find a link for you if you're interested. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull this all out and plug everything in the back, and then this should work. Stay tuned, find out.